as soon as anyone else speaks, I'll stop. And you can speak. Okay? I know some of you in the IT industry are very expert in multitasking, but may not find it so easy to keep track of too many conversations at one time. So please, let's cooperate together for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas. Shri Sri Gaura. Okay. So then after the talk, we have Arti.
There is a kids Shishtakashka, they will be doing for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay, and then Arti, and then Prasad. Okay. So the last two programs we just had were conducive for making lots of noise. The next two are not so. And then again the next two, you can make all the noise you want, Arti and Prasad. And by that time, by the end of the Arti, should be, we planned, that the golden moon of Gauranga should be peeking up over those trees there, and we can take the kirtan outside. Just like it was 500 and some years ago. Lord Chaitanya appeared during the, not only full moon, but lunar eclipse. Om Gyan Tamarandasya Jananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Umilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Veda Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchatattva mantra one more time. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you. So we'd like to discuss a verse that most of you are probably unfamiliar with. Two main biographies of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, namely Vrindavan Das Thakur's Chaitanya Bhagavat and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur, was an earlier version, and Krishnadas's Chaitanya Charitamrita, he claims to just be filling in some of the gaps that Vrindavan Das Thakur left, some drops of mercy, because he did not focus so much on the later Leela of Lord Chaitanya, mostly on the earlier. Also, his was not as replete in the philosophical conversations. as is Chaitanya Charitamrita. But just from the Leela itself of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if one has the eyes to see, and the ears to hear, and the mind to think, all the philosophy is there. Because there is the Bhagavat book, and there's the person Bhagavat. The Bhagavatam itself describes Nashita Pareshu Abhideshu Nityam Bhagavatasya Bhagavati Utamashloka Bhagavati Utamashloka. But by rendering daily service to the Bhagavad, one can gradually become free from Rajas and Tamas, Tamo, Rajas, Tamo, Lava, next verse, and become situated in Sattva Gun. From Sattva Gun, Vijate Hridaya Grantish Chittate Savakshankshaya, the knot of material existence. The knot of material, that means that Ukraine and Russia are ready to go to war. And we need to help. No more war. So when the sattva and when the rajas and tamas are washed away, and the soul becomes situated in its natural state of Shuddha Sattva, because we're beyond all the gunas. It's not us, just covered. So Sattvam Yat Brahma Darshanam. In that Sattva, we can have darshan of what is Brahman. Not before then. Before then, we simply see the many different faces of the illusory energy. Same potency, but so many different faces, making us feel that now there's something new I'm going to enjoy. But it's the same thing over and over again. Like they say, the old cup and the new, old wine and new cup. This is old poison in new cup. Because the more that we absorb our consciousness in matter, the farther we are from ourself. The more we absorb our consciousness in matter, the more we become like matter. And there cannot be any ras there, because ultimately there's no connection between the Atma and any objects of material energy. There's absolutely no connection. Just within the mind there's a connection. And the mind itself has no connection to the Atma. But the mind is, at the present time, calling the shots. And we've given power of attorney to that mind. And it's thinking it's doing what it wants, but in fact, it's just the gunas that are acting, right? Prakrite kurmanani gunai karmani savashaha. Ahankara vimudhatma. But the vimudhas, out of ahankara, false ego, katamiti manyute, they're thinking, I'm doing. So you know, present day neuroscience, C.C. Gordy does. Present day neuroscience is claiming that consciousness is due to the workings of the material elements in the brain, nothing else. And all the conscious experiences, they claim one day we'll be able to do just by zapping some neuron in the brain, and we can give you that experience. whether you think it's spiritual, or you think it's Brahman, religious, whatever. So the Atma, the consciousness, is identifying with the brain. And now turning around and saying that this is me. This brain. The brain is not saying that, because the brain has no consciousness. But the consciousness is identifying with that brain and trying to find itself in the brain. So one of the meanings for Chaitanya is consciousness. He is coming to help us remember who we are, to have this Atma-gyan, and furthermore, to have this consciousness of Krishna. So his name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, his sannyas name. Srila Prabhupada named his movement International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So Krishna Chaitanya means, in a sense, Krishna consciousness. You could say Prabhupada named Krishna consciousness after Krishna Chaitanya. But there's also another verse, which is given by Rupa Goswami, one of Lord Chaitanya's followers, most immediate followers, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavitamiti, which is basically saying the same thing. Krishna Bhakta Krishna Rasa Bhavitamiti. Having the consciousness of having this relationship, this juice, this nectar, this amrita, this rasa, which comes from the relationship of the soul and Krishna, or God. So everyone is looking for that, but they're looking outside where it is not to be found. The soul, which is a higher energy, Paraprakriti, is stooping down and digging in the dirt of the material energy and trying to find some enjoyment there. It's not possible. So Krishna is saying in the Gita, Yehi sambhasaja bhoga dukkha yonaye vate adildavanta kamteya and vateshilavate buddha. Those who are Buddha, intelligent, they don't look to find pleasure in those things which are actually sources of misery. Dukkha yonaye evate. Yehi sambhasaja bhoga. So that bhoga, that enjoyment, which is coming, we're feeling from the contact of my senses to the sense objects, that is dukkha yonaya, dukkha yona. That is the womb of misery. So when the consciousness becomes clear and experience this enough, we're all experienced. Jalajana Valakshani Stadana Lakshadam. We've been traveling through so many millions of species to come to this form, the human form of life, which is very, very rare amongst all the species. So we're sufficiently experienced. But because we haven't had the proper sangha, we keep on spinning our wheels and going around in a circle over and over and over again. You know, like the Ferris wheel? Sometimes in the bottom, sometimes at the top. So in the same way, the jiva can go down to the bottom and go up to the top again, and again from the human form of life can slide down if we misuse. So we need to be able to have the sangha in order to interpret what our experience is. That is just the same thing over and over again. Manda Brahmati Kona Bhagavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasadi Bhai Bhakti Chaitanya has said that we're traveling Brahmanda Brahmati Kona Bhagavan Jeev from one universe to another, over and over again. One body after another, and then one Pralaya, and another universe, and again over and over again. Until we're very fortunate. At which time we meet, we get Sangha Vasadu, and we get the Bhakti Lata Beach. We get a different type of seed than the seed of karma, which is perpetuating one life after another. We get a Bhakti Lata Beach, the seed from which this plant, this creeper of bhakti can flourish. And when that plant flourishes, it takes our consciousness, frees us from all of the material elements which are covering us, through the different layers of the universe, through the Brahma Jyoti, and to Vaikuntha, and if we're Krishna Bhaktas, to Krishna's Loka, Goloka. And there the plant of bhakti opens up and fructifies Krishna Prem at his lotus feet in one of 4 basic relationships of Shanta, neutrality, Dasya, basic service, Sakya, friendship. So Shanta means 5. I didn't mean to include Shanta. Friendship, Sakya, Vatsalya, parenthood, and Madhurya, conjugal, romantic love. So each jiva, these are teachings Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming to us through Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. Each of us has a particular type of rasa with Krishna. Unless we may also have rasa with Narayan, that may also be there. But the higher, from our point of view, objectively, higher rasas means of Sakya, parenthood, conjugal love, they're not open for us in Vaikuntha. Only Dasyas. Only Narayan has Lakshmi Sahasrasata Sambrahma Sejamana. He has Lakshmi. But that position is not open, but anyone can go there. She's not going to get out of your way, that you could become the consort of Narayan. But it is possible that you could become Gopi. You could become consort of Krishna. You could become cowherd boy of Krishna. You, me, everyone. We could become cowherd boy and wrestle with Krishna. Go off and herding the cows. Now that we're practicing with our Goshala. So this is Krishna's eternal engagement. He's the transcendental cowherd, Gopal. He loves cows very much. Cow is the emblem, Gomata, emblem of giving, one of the 7 mothers. Just serving, 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 serving. But the cows in Goloka, they're Kamadenu. So they can give unlimited milk. You can get anything you want from them, actually. Any desire fulfilled. But when we reach that position with Krishna, we have no desire. This is when we get to that place, in that position, where Krishna says, what do you want? When Nrsingadev came to Prahlad, Nrsingadev says, everyone is coming. My position is I give benediction. Prahlad said, I don't want anything from you. When Narayan came to Dhruva, after all his austerity, Dhruva has so many desires, and finally he says, Kachamba Chinva, Iti Jiratnam, Sanmin Kritartasmi Varamnayanche. I've been chasing after pieces of broken glass. Means I wanted to become like Brahma. Whole universe. Better than my father. Uttanapad. And now that I've got you in front of me, I don't want anything. It's like garbage. Embarrassing. So that's the position, you see. Is when we come to that position, that situation where we have Krishna's association, which is only possible by pure bhakti. And not only pure bhakti. You can be pure bhakta, as I'm saying, and get association of Narayana. But you cannot get Krishna's association without the type of spontaneous bhakti, raga, nuga bhakti, which we learn by following in the footsteps of Krishna's eternal associates there in Vrindavan, the Ragatmikas. They are of these different roses. So, what's this got to do with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It's before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his immediate gurus, Ishwar Puri, Madhavendrapuri. Even though they came in line of Madhva, there's practically no understanding, no discussion, no access to this spontaneous, loving mood that is experienced by the residents of Vraj. May have a little bit of that, a little bit in Sri Sampradaya, and there is also, that is taught in spontaneous and in Pushti Marg, in Vallabha Sampradaya, or Vishnu Swami, and Nimbarka also, but not to the type of degree and limited accessibility Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave. So, why he came? To give us that opportunity. That's his external reason. Yada yada dharma sakalani bhakti. He's coming because there's a decrease of dharma, and he's wanting to give the Yuga dharma. He's taking place at Kali Yuga Avatar. In Kali Yuga, there's not supposed to be avatar. But one verse is there in Bhagavatam, 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj, Chana Avatar. In Kali. That he's hidden. What's that mean? He's not coming as avatar. When Krishna came and he made sure everybody knew what his position was. In so many different ways. But when he's coming, in a hidden way, he's coming as a devotee, as a bhakta. So Krishna came, he spoke Gita, and he gave his message. And ultimately his message was that on your own, you cannot become free. First of all, Krishna said, understand what your position is. Dukkhalayam shashvatam. Mam vita dukkhanteya dukkhalayam shashvatam. That you are suffering in this world is a world of dukkha. This is what this world. How do I know? Because I made it. And I made it that way. To teach you, this is not your home. Your home is my home. We're meant to be together. But you want it to run off and do things your way. So I've created this simile of the spiritual world, which he refers to in 15th chapter, Urdvam Mulmadeshakam Asvatam